No response.
You just hear a hacking from
My
inside.
ear.
Smoker's cough.
No, that's literally what you hear. You just
Okay, she'll take that as affirmation and fiddle with it then.
all right. So you fiddle with it and you're able to get it untied. Maybe it doesn't take you very long. And as you untie it and you're about to lift open the flap to the tent, you hear an old woman's voice. Uh, come in, enter, enter, come and see me.
Shadow will go
Oh,
and
you heard the woman. I push Atari in.
Hey, don't. Okay.
Tyrion stays out for just a moment to say, "My grandmother, what big eyes you have."
um, as everyone slowly enters the tent, they find that it is dimly lit, but there are candles in various points all throughout this circular tent, quite large on the inside. The tent, you enter, the tent flap closes behind you, and all sounds from outside of the tent completely cease. And something else begins to play, very calm, quiet, almost ambience. You feel as these thick rugs kind of pad each and every footstep. As you walk through, you see this woman's silhouette in the back of the tent, and she's just kind of waiting, reclining in the chair on a pillow. Yes, yes, come in, come in.
Shadow will go to sit in a chair, I guess.
God damn it.
Tyrion will probably follow suit. He'll take the green one.
Zatari would wait to see if wait to be told like she can sit down, sort of like as out of respect.
She doesn't even open her eyes, or anything like that. She just kind of leans further into the seat, relaxed, and she just sort of motions you all to approach with a single hand and points to the chairs that are already arranged in this circle. There is a chair for everyone. Um, Actually, give me 1 second because I forgot to put a chair in.
Oh,
Nope, that was on me though.
magic chairs everywhere.
A chair suddenly appears from the ether. No, I'm kidding. Um.
I wish.
They're everywhere.
So, and Irina does follow you all in. Everybody sort of claims a chair. The thing's not going to be perfectly lined up, but you get the idea. And she waits until you all have settled and gotten comfortable before speaking. She just kind of reclines. You feel this electric energy in the air that kind of causes your skin to tingle, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cause any sort of anxiety. It's surprisingly relaxing. Um, and serene, almost. And once everybody has settled in, she sort of sits up and finally opens her eyes to you. She has bright blue eyes, however, her right eye has been clouded over with cataract. She's covered, so one of the only things you can see is just her brightly lit face with the candlelight that is wrinkled and old. She's covered in this shroud of reds and gold filigree that are in these geometric patterns on the table before you that sits that sits pretty low. The chairs themselves sit low as well, but they're comfortable. You see a deck of
This reminds me of my mother's house.
you see this deck, two side by side, one being much smaller than the other one. I need to get my cards, sorry.
You're good.
um, and she looks at you, almost, she recognizes you. There is not a question of whether or not she has seen all of you before, but none of you have ever met her.
Mm-hmm.
She smiles, a familiar, friendly smile, revealing several missing teeth, and looks each of you as she begins to speak your name. Shadow Vistar, the Ehrenhauster,
Yes?
Oriwala nearly was, Dardendria, Tyrion Helbram, and Zatari B. Oh, I almost forgot, my dear. You would not like if Madam Eva shared your second name with anyone.
Tyrion's eyebrows go up.
Thanks.
You are welcome, my child. Ah, well, let me tell you, it certainly took all of you long enough to get here. I've been waiting, you know. It's quite rude to make an old woman wait.
Like we knew you were waiting on us.
Fair
Tell
enough.
you what, we didn't.
I feel called out by something beyond this plane.
uh, she just sort of looks around the table with a smile. I understand it might make you uncomfortable, but I assure you, Madam Eva, she has seen all of you.
Are you a Vidalkin?
A what?
Okay, I'll go as no then.
Anyway, I see you brought company. Ah, you. And she points directly at Zatari, and everybody else at the table see both of Zatari's eyes flash green, whereas only one was previous. Rosthurst. Interesting. I see that you got out of your parents' prison. Ha. And, of course, and Zatari's eye reverts to normal, the one that had been her original eye color, to show that Zatari was brought back.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at Irina. And Irina Koyana. Mm-hmm. So, and she addresses all of you. Pretend I do not already know, and tell me, what brings you to Madam Eva's tent tonight?
I was told
Guy
it would be
outside said to
rude.
come see you.
That. Thank you for speaking over me.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry.
No, that was in character. In character, that was perfect. That is exactly what I imagine Oriwall would actually do.
I didn't mean to, because I started talking the same time you did on Discord.
It's fine.
No, I'm not mad. That was perfect.
Okay.
It was great.
Shadow will glance at the others. We were told she would know of a way for us to escape Barovia.
Maybe come back with an army.
Oh,
please don't
That's
do
a
that.
laugh.
Escape Barovia. Oh. No, I apologize for my rudeness, but you see, everyone says that they will escape Barovia, but no one does. She kind of pauses. But I do have an idea. A possibility, a slight hope. But you would have to sacrifice. Are you willing?
Tyrion's eyes narrow.
Sacrifice what, my dear? I cannot tell you. I cannot see all. Madam Eva cannot see all, but the road would not be easy. Not all of you would escape. Maybe. But no one ever has. But
Well, that's
Inspiring.
not helpful.
well, you see, this land has. Once you have entered this land, unless you are of Vistani descent, you will never escape. And Vistani always come home.
Damn it, I
This
should have
is
brought
their
Tig.
home.
Tig might be Vistani because he talks so similar.
No, he would not be. But I digress. We are having all these idle prater, and you need answers, don't you?
No,
Do we?
some of us do.
Oh.
Do you wish to stay in Barovia, accept your fate, sever the lives
No.
you had before?
I would most rather
No.
not.
I would rather not be trapped here.
Do you
I've
wish
got
to
too much to
die?
do. No, that was not preferable either, to be honest.
Uh.
But at the same time, we all die.
Then this, Madam
I
Eva
have-
will tell you, is your only chance to escape.
You are not helpful.
So, the help is coming, my dear.
She's an oracle. They rarely are. Trust me. My mother would get in. Little
Last
tears.
time-
You
Tyrion
couldn't
is going
understand a
to
word she would say.
stand up, and he's going to walk over behind Oriwala, smack her in the back of the head, gently, then walk all the way back around the table to back behind the Aaron, and gently smack him in the back of the head as well. Manners! Both of you!
Well,
I
she
was
claims to
talking
be a
about my
seer, and she's
mother.
not helping.
You have not
She's
given Madam Eva a
getting
chance.
to
And
that.
at the as this exchange has occurred, you see that she has picked up the small deck with the delicate
Mm-hmm.
back.
See,
And
last time I
she's-
met a seer, they literally ran up
I will-
yelling to me saying, "You're gonna die tomorrow unless you do this."
Oh my god.
I will smack you in the back of the head again. Tyrion says this as he returns to his chair.
She began shuffling the small deck
I would
with
argue
nimble
she
fingers.
still hadn't been helpful.
I would.
She was
was
she's
talking about my mother, but thank you.
she's the woman before you seems not bothered. She's heard all this before. There are those
She's
who
heard
doubt.
about Scribble.
No, no.
Oh god.
I remember that, and no.
Oh god. Rade.
But getting back into it,
Mhm.
just because time.
Mhm.
She has been shuffling the small deck as all of this has occurred, and she looks at each and every one of you. Tell me, you see these cards?
Nope.
Tyrion gets up.
Yes.
walks
No.
over.
No, let's move. Yeah. um, these these is how I see the fates. The threads that tie us, the threads that bind. Tell me, do you all seek to learn of yourselves, perhaps? Or perhaps learn your fates?
Oh, are you doing a reading?
Yeah.
My mother did those. This is gonna be fun, guys.
This is out of character. I literally have the cards right here and I've been shuffling them waiting.
Oh my.
This is like my
but Aaron's
big.
saying that. Yeah, Aaron's like, "Are you doing a reading?" My mom did those. This is gonna be fun.
You know the cards.
Tyrion looks confused.
Does Tyrion ever not look confused?
Sometimes.
It
When
is
he's
just-
healing people.
Shadow will
When
kind
he's-
of stiffen up when she's talking about learn about your fate.
She's gonna do a thing. It's gonna be great.
Change your fate.
My mom did those.
Would you?
So, Is that a yes, everyone? Cat, get off of the table!
That's in character.
Yeah,
Shadow
one of the
just looks
cats
around
that's like
confused.
on the table.
Hold on. You
No,
guys remember Lord of
that
the
was
Rings when
my
Galadriel was
cat
talking
know.
jumped.
about taking the One Ring?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I picture is she's just
Let her
talking and
cat.
suddenly Cat gets on the
No.
table and she just immediately evil Galadriel get off the table.
Later,
I mean,
bug.
to be fair, cats will do that when you're doing.
It's at the worst times. I literally need this table, and my cat's like, I'm gonna jump up on the table. I
It
see
is
you're
a
about to
thing
do a
for
thing.
get used to it.
Yeah, okay, so, getting back in. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of time.
hmm
Your fates. Is that a yes?
I mean,
Sure,
sure,
why
why
not?
not?
Shadow just kind
Sure.
of stiffly shrugs.
It couldn't hurt.
Though I've never used cards before. My mother used tea leaves.
Everyone has their way of seeing the threads, but this is mine. This is the Tarokka deck, and it will tell you. I will tell you. And she looks at each of you, and first she turns and looks over to De'Aaron,
Big smile on his face like a little kid.
Oh.
and
He
she
was
flips a
excited.
card, sets it on the table, face down, looking you in the eyes as she is doing this. She flips it over, and you see a creature on the card. I will post these pictures for you later and put them in your character stuff, so you can have them. But for now, she shows this card, and it has this creature on it, some kind of animal, and it looks very intimidating, very scary. Sharp teeth, all of that. Um, mm,
Sorry, I thought the mic went dead again.
no, you're fine.
You're fine.
And it seems to be like yelling and breaking a fence. The beast. In you, I sense great rage or passion.
My mother called it passion, but regardless.
Something bestial. Is it good? Is it malevolent? I don't know. There is something in you that is bestial, malevolent, lurking just below the surface. Will it consume? I do not know. And she picks up the card, turns, and looks at Shadow. Places the card face down, repeating the same process, never breaking eye contact with you, Shadow. She flips the card and lays it on the table. And before you, you see, give me 1 second. It's in alphabetical order. You see this face of a man with eyes all over his bald head, staring in various directions. His eyes are closed, but the eyes on his head remain open, looking everywhere for something. Ah, shadow of a star. This year, inspiration, keen intellect, a future event, the outcome which will hinge on a clever mind. She then turns, looks at Tyrion, lays a card, same process, all over again, flips it over. You see an empty room, stairs leading up on one side, a door leading in another, a chain hanging from the ceiling. The donjon. Isolation, imprisonment, being so conservative in thinking as to be a prisoner of one's own beliefs. Mixes the cards again to make sure that nothing gets in a weird spot. Breaks it, cuts the deck in front. Um, Oriwala was nearly Dardendria.
Dendrian, yes.
Dardendrian. My apologies, dear. Some things are not as occasional letters slip through the cracks. Old woman's mind, you know.
Yes, that's Earl's last name.
Thus the nearly was. No second name for you before. No second name for you now.
No.
She lays the card down, flips it over. The broken one. Defeat, failure, and despair. The loss of something or someone important, without which feels incomplete. Is this for you? Or is this for someone whose fate is tied with yours? I do not know. We shall find out, though.
Hmm.
Zatari
Yes.
lays the card. The ghost. The looming past. The return of perhaps an old enemy. Or the discovery of a secret buried long ago. Or someone. Only time will tell. Rose, I need to speak to you too, my dear. Of which, Zatari, you can still hear this, but everybody else sees her eyes go green again.
Mm-hmm.
Once when she
Both.
mentioned Race's name, Zatari was already prepared to kind
Take
of
a
go.
backseat.
Yeah.
She places the card, flips it over. Ah, the tempter. One who has been compromised or led astray? This is what this means. Could it be temptation? Foolishness? Or are you one who tempts others for ends of your own? I wonder. And Irina Koyana. She almost sounds a little bit bored with this one, but she does the same thing. However, when she goes to pull one card for Irina, somehow two fall on the table. One slips off the top of the deck onto the table, and she flips both of them over.
Did this actually happen like in real life, Kay, or is this
No,
just flavor?
no, this is
Okay,
this
I'm
is.
This is a scripted event.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay.
it's a mix of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all scripted. Um,
Yeah.
but anywho, um, a second falls on the table. DC, or can you make me a perception check if you want to try to hear? She mutters under her breath.
I do.
21.
Okay, so it looks like
7.
it rolled for Aaron twice. 21.
That's what the thing that I don't like rolling without
So
advantage because it
19
just does it
altogether.
anyway.
17.
Just take the first one.
7. Okie dokie. Okay, so
It's 19 altogether for Shadow.
no one but Shadow and Tyrion hear this. Under her breath, when she pulls the two cards, you hear her mutter, every time. And she
Hmm.
starts to read in almost a bored time, like she almost knew that the card was going to slip. She didn't force it.
Mm-hmm.
You can
It
tell
just.
that she didn't force it, but it's almost seeming like she's gone through this before and
Mm-hmm.
thus said every time.
Interesting.
Um, the Dark Lord, a single powerful individual of an evil nature, ones whose goals have enormous and far-reaching consequences. Wait. Mm. The mists. You can make insight checks if you want on that too.
I will, but I got a sense that
Yo.
Damn.
Oriwala knows all. I don't suppose I could
Yeah.
use a point to re-roll that.
So we've got a 12, a 14, a
The
20.
deck points? I mean, probably, but I mean, I don't know why you'd go
You
Shadow
that
looks like she's got.
could, but it's keep in mind this is per level.
Yeah, and Tyrion
12.
already, I
Okay.
think, has an idea.
Okay. So Zatari, Aaron, um, she caught herself. She looked a little thrown off by the second card, as if she wasn't anticipating it. The first one,
Mhm.
she seemed to have anticipated, and this is what everybody gets.
Mhm.
So she looked a little caught off guard. That is what Zatari, Aaron, you notice. Shadow, you notice it as well. Uh, Oriwala is some weird old lady. Um,
I mean, I can make
and
my own insights as well.
yeah, you can make your own, but this is like, yeah. And then for you, Ori, you also get the sense that you heard her slip, and you get the sense that something is off, and this is unexpected. It's wholly new. But she doesn't seem disappointed by this. Just
She sure as hell seemed really bored before. So,
she looks a lot more interested now.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sort of like you do a thing multiple times and you expect an outcome, but then something changes and you're like, huh,
Mhm.
interesting.
Um, Irina, the mists. Something unexpected or mysterious that cannot be avoided. A great quest or journey that will try one's spirit. That is what I see for you in your future. But this Dark Lord could change that again. So, that is enough of all of each of you individually. And now we are going to do a reading for all of you. Your fates have clearly tied you and brought you to me. And
Tyrion
she.
looks over at Irina and says, "And with that information, you have my most sincere condolences."
Yay!
And she's now taken. She set the smaller deck down, takes the larger deck, and really quickly just shuffles it. And she will cut it in front of you into 3 separate piles that look to be about even, but she wasn't quite measuring. And she'll
Mhm.
pick them up in a random order. And I am doing this as we're doing
I
this,
was
so
about to
bear
say,
with
you're
me.
just explaining what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. She lays 1 card in a diamond position. I will actually go ahead and share that picture with you real fast to see the pattern. As soon as I am done. But she does a diamond pattern. Sorry, don't mind me, I'm using a guide here.
Mhm.
So she does the smaller one first, or the larger deck first, picks up the smaller, shuffles one more time for the larger since she was using it to read your
Mhm.
fates, and she will place a 4th and 5th in position. And okay. Sorry, like I said, I was doing this as we were going
Mhm.
because I have decided that I am a madwoman and I'm doing this live on stream as we're playing.
It's fine.
I just don't have
Just
my
makes
video.
it
I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting than pre-pulling.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she picks up the card in the first position and lays it on the table. The other cards remain face down. And it is a. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so she pulls the first one, and it's a glyphs card with 9 different glyphs on it. Ah, the traitor. Look for a wealthy woman, a staunch ally of the devil. She keeps the treasure under lock and key with the bones of ancient enemy. That that is where you will find. Sorry. The the history, knowledge of the ancient that will help you better understand your enemies. She flips over a second card. And it is covered in swords, and there are 8 of them. Now this card tells of a powerful force for good and for protection, a holy symbol of great hope.
Tyrion seems particularly curious about this one.
Zakari has just been like sort of leaning in, her hands under her chin this entire time, like just taking very great interest in all this.
Hmm. The dictator. I see a throne fit for a king. That is where you'll find this powerful force. Ah, the next. The card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight.
That would be useful.
I
I'm
see,
silently freaking out like in happiness.
I see the abjurer. I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. She reaches down and flips one of the first of the cards from the smaller deck that she had placed closest to her. Ah, this card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. And that is
Are these
sorry.
cards somewhere for me to see?
I will be posting them at the end of this.
Okay.
I was not able. I could only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
For this, as far as like getting everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just was making sure I wasn't missing something.
No.
I'm also making like little jot notes of the different things,
Yeah.
and I guess I'll post them in general later,
Mm-hmm.
aside
Mm-hmm.
from a few like spoilery things.
Hello.
Okay.
Back.
So getting back to the major cards. This card sheds light on someone who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. Hmm. That is the, sorry, spades. Hmm. The executioner. Hmm. Seek out the brother of the devil's bride. They call him the lesser, but he has a powerful soul. And flips over the last card. One second, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Ah, here we go. Ah, the ghost again. Look to the father's tomb. Your enemy? Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. But this card right here, and she pushes her hand on the one in the center, this will lead you to him. Now,
Sitar just keeps looking at the ghost card.
your enemy is great. You must follow the cards if you have any hopes of survival. Will you do it?
We are fucked.
How
Cards.
determined? You
The
could.
cards didn't say any words though. How do we follow their directions? You're, I don't know. Maybe something got lost in translation.
Not all answers. If life were that easy, my dear. If life were that easy, it would be nice, wouldn't
Mute.
it? And she's kind of staring at the cards. We shall see if you can live up to this fate, or if you will succumb to the one of the devil. Now, and she sits up and she leaves the cards on the table. My village, my camp, we will house you for the night. We will set you up with a spare tent. Talk to them out there. Got the bedrolls. Madam Eva needs her rest. And she sort of like reclines back on the couch and motions for all of you to get out with a single hand.